This content is intended to be used and must be used for informational purposes only. It's very important to do your own analysis before making any investment based on your own personal circumstances. The Better Traders is not a broker dealer. We are not an investment advisor. We have no access to non public information about publicly traded companies or cryptocurrencies. And this is not a place for the giving or receiving of financial advice, advice concerning investment decisions, or tax or legal advice. The value of investments and the income derived from them can go down as well as up. Investors may not get back the amount they invested, and past performance is not a guide to future performance. Just kidding. April Fools again, right? I loved some of the comments. That was a weird way to say comments. I liked some of the comments from that video, mostly the ones where I gotcha. Like you were actually fooled. You thought I could show you exactly when Bitcoin's gonna hit $100,000. No, nobody can. But yeah, just having a little bit of fun on April Fools. You know me, I like to laugh, I like to joke around. So anyway, it's good to see you here. Thank you for joining me here in the live stream today. If you are new to this channel, you just stumbled onto what's going on, welcome. If you want to be notified about future live streams, just come over here to the main landing page, and down here you can see I have a live stream every single week at this time, which is my Thursday 11 a.m. Japan Standard Time, which is going to be 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it'll be 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So Tokyo 11 a.m. Thursday, New York 10 p.m. Wednesday, and LA 7 p.m. Wednesday. I do that conversion a lot. I've been living in Japan for 12 years, quite a long time. So yeah, I'm used to doing that, but still, it's the daylight savings time that always messes me up. And I'm not even the one that's like waking up early. It's all of you in North America that do this thing that I'm so jealous of, because the sun rises at 4:30 in the morning in the summer in Japan. Land of the rising sun, not what you think it is. It's brutal, especially with kids. It is brutal. So we're not here to talk about my kids. We're not talking about my daylight savings frustrations. We're talking about this. So BTC has been pretty intense. It's taken a little bit of a dive. It's been a little bit on the scary side for those of you that don't know what's happening. But for those of you that are in the club, you know exactly what's happening, because I told you guys that this, if the price drops, this is where it's going to drop. And it literally dropped into that pocket right where I said it would. This isn't magic. I don't have a crystal ball. This is just what technical analysis can do for you, and lots and lots and lots of time trading and learning how to analyze the markets. So I'm going to take away all the trend lines, and we're going to talk just about Bitcoin right now. So in last week's live stream, I think somebody was asking that they were saying that they're nervous about the EMA. I put up the EMA and there was no problem, but what I didn't put together, because it was the end of my live stream, was that the moving average was the issue. So this moving average, the 200-day moving average right here, there we go, 200-day. This was the challenge that they were talking about. Someone was saying that they're nervous about that. That was a good point. This is one that I don't check too often because I have too many things on the chart. So yes, Bitcoin was rejected up here at 48K just a week ago. Really, it's amazing how fast the market changes, especially sentiment. I don't know if you are on Twitter, if you follow any other crypto people. I'm super quiet on Twitter. I am way more vocal in the Better Traders Club. I just don't have time to do everything that everybody else does. I don't know how they do, especially now with a new filming schedule. I have a video coming out every day of the week now, and the live stream constitutes as one, so I could take a break off from filming and editing. But you've noticed that this week I've had a video on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. One just launched like 11 hours ago or so. So expect this. This is happening. This is going crazy. So let's just look at pure price action with the TBO. So the good things that I see about the trending breakout indicator, even though it says TBO Pro, don't worry about it. The TBO is the exact same. So I don't have custom settings. I don't have anything enabled. It's just pure TBO. So here's the deal. The TBO right now is still bullish. I know that the price has crossed below the fast line right here, which is this green line. So I'm going to go ahead and show you something really cool about this in this style. So I'm going to just get these lines a little bit brighter to prove a point. And this is what I talked about in the live stream on Monday for the Better Traders Club. So if we're looking at just the TBO alone, again, and the reason why I keep going back to this is because these are 4 moving averages. So it's important to note what we see here. So the moving averages, the TBO fast, medium, slow, and slow. They're all now starting to slope down a little bit. This is the slow line. I'm not worried about this in the least because it's always going to be lagging. This fast line is, of course, the fastest moving average. So it's moving down a little bit. This is flattening out. This is moving down a little bit. Again, not really worried. How can I say such a crazy thing? But Moon and Papa, the market just fell. The market just dumped 9%. If you're freaking out over 9%, you must be new. And I'm not going to say anything to scare you away. So, but if you zoom out just a little bit, 9% is nothing in this market where we're used to seeing panic drops of 30%. So that's why I'm not really freaked out right now. It's okay to have a little bit of a drop right there. It is literally no sweat off my back. I'm happy to have a little bit of a pullback, mainly because when I look at RSI, which is what I want to show you next, we had RSI drawn from here to here, and it has a nice trend. It broke above the trend. We made a new high on RSI at 84.87. We'll just call it 85, which is amazing, which is so awesome. So now RSI has broken below our trend line and it's below 40. Riveting. Right? That's exactly what you're thinking right now. I'm good for the rest of my life. The reason why this is good is because RSI has one number to reflect 2 different things. They're overbought and they as in the equity. So the equity is overbought or it's oversold, or rather it should be like this. Overbought is it's way too high, oversold is it's way too low. So the RSI has a big spectrum of 0 to 100 spectrum. You heard it, didn't you? So anything that's overbought is typically an RSI level of 70 or higher. So if it's way above 70, like 85, like I just showed you, it's extremely overbought. So no duh, there has to be some sort of a pullback because it's way too hot. It's way too overbought. So the overbought scenario is too high. Oversold is too low. Now where is that level? I said 70 and above is overbought. So that means 40 and below is oversold. So where are we now? We dipped down as low to 33 on RSI, showing that we are oversold. Now, this doesn't mean that we're going to have an immediate spring back. Check it out. The last time RSI was above 70 right here on the 15th of February. Let me just move this a little bit. 15th of February, it takes a fall of 18% here. But look, it even has one more flush out down here, down to 34K before recovering. So you're not going to see RSI bottom out and then the price automatically responds to the upside. Everything is amazing. That's not really how it works. What's typically going to happen is that RSI will fall down. Maybe it will start to recover, but even if it recovers and it moves up a little bit higher to like 45 or something in the next couple of days, the price can still fall down a little bit. It can before it recovers and it starts to move up higher. That's honestly what I think is going to happen. I'm still pretty bullish on BTC right now. I know we're seeing this drop. I know not everybody is. I get it. It's cool. Don't worry. But the reason why I'm bullish so far, now I got to open up the drawer of tools over here. So I'm going to look at our trend lines first. So this is a mishmash of too many lines. So I want to just take a second to explain. Okay, So we're focusing on, let me just get rid of the TBO. That way it's a little bit cleaner to see. And volume. There we go. Just the chart, just the lines. So this new top that we put in on March 28th, drawing it from our top up here in November, now we have our new trend line. That trend line was respected here, and then here, and then here. So this is now considered strong overhead resistance. But don't let it freak you out, because resistances like these that are down sloping, like this, moving down and to the right, the lower they go, the more explosive it becomes. Think of this like a spring. If you ever have played with a spring, not a slinky, because the slinky just goes and it doesn't pop up like it when you throw it down the stairs. Yes, but think of like a real spring. Okay, so the further you compress a spring down, it goes lower, it goes lower, it goes lower, until finally there's so much built up pressure that when you get just a little bit of your hand off the spring, it may not go straight up, but it'll go like boom, like all over the place, right? That is the exact same thing that's going to be happening here in the chart. And I'm telling you, that is the exact same thing that we've seen playing out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times already. Every single time pops above, pops above, pops above. So I'm not worried at all about this. If anything, this is the strongest line of resistance we've seen so far. So let's talk about that. So I know there are lots of lines, so let me go ahead and remove some so that way it's a little bit easier for you to see. So just a second. Yep, get rid of that one. And I want to get rid of this one and this one. Good. Wow, I did it by memory. That's amazing. And the yellow one too. Nope. Yes, good. There we go. So I want to look at just these lines. So we got this point of resistance right here. The price breaks above it. But notice that it doesn't really do anything. As soon as it breaks above, like that's it. There's a little bit of a bump and a run, and then it's done. It does fall down into it, yeah, sure. But it's really not seen as resistance anymore. It only had 2 touch points, 1, 2. So not that strong. Here we go. Now we have a new high. It respects it here 1, 2 times. So it has 2 or has 1 more touch point compared to this one right here. Okay, so we're going to get rid of the old one. And now we have this one, and then the price just breaks through. Because there aren't that many touch points, it's not that strong. So now we get a new one. Breaks through, 1 touch point here, and it breaks up higher. Do you get what I'm getting at? So now, look at the difference between where we are now. See all of this? This is showing that there's a lot of selling pressure up here at 48K. Not surprised in the least. So, the main thing to know about this resistance line right here is we have so many touch points. This is the longest Bitcoin has been at a resistance and tried to break above, but it got stalled out and it dropped. Nothing wrong, but that's just what it is. So let's look at where we are now with another trend line. So this trend line is drawn from the bottom here on February 24th up here to March 14th. So right now, Bitcoin is holding this trend line pretty well. We haven't seen the price drop down to 42.5. This is my first short-term support line for BTC, just going off of these trend lines that are drawn on the diagonal. And if this seems like, wow, this is amazing, I wish I knew this sooner. Yeah, I know, and that's what I do in the Better Traders Club. I literally post way too much. This is basically my Twitter feed, essentially. So I talked about this exact same setup. I said, what would happen if the price fell down and where will it go? So I said, if 44K breaks, the next strongest support is 43K. And then if that doesn't hold, then it's going to drop to 41K and test the rising support line. If that doesn't hold, then it's down to 39K. Then we wait and see. So where are we right now? Well, we're not down to 41 yet. But that's next if this breaks. Now remember what I said about touch points. See how many there are here? Therefore, it's pretty strong. Remember all these other ones? Add them back. So there are only a couple. This only has 2 touch points so far. So this is pretty weak, unfortunately. But we're not just going to go off of our trend lines and call it good, because we got to do a little bit more than that. So let's bring back the TBO because I love it. Okay, so the TBO has resistance drawn for us right now up here at 47,600. I believe it, but I don't think it's impossible at all. Now, we also have resistance here at 45. We have resistance here at 44. So if we just go ahead and overlay this, we're going to get a sense of where our resistances are. Now, even without the moving average, I want you to see this. The TBO also shows that this is strong resistance. It doesn't, we have the MA. It's good to have double confirmation, but just saying, rock solid, amazing, awesomeness into the moon and back. There we go. See? So that means that we have support down here for the TBO. And the reason why I say we have support down here is because of this really long green line. For those of you that have taken my courses and you've learned about the TBO, you know that the longer the support line is, the stronger it is. So yes, when we broke, that's why I was feeling really bearish. When we broke this really long support line right here, that was bearish for sure. So we fell down. We've come up and we're trying to battle around, but look at how much time we spent just in this area. Let me get rid of the upper ones. Great. And the TBO, I'm just going to hide it for a second. Perfect. So you can see how much the price danced around this area. Yes, 40K is a round number. It's very psychologically based. That's true. We see lots of dancing happening. So it makes sense to see the price come down to this area, right? Because it's just been kind of like a magnet. But what I'm seeing is that we're making these highs up here. We got these lows that are rising. And actually, I think in the last live stream, I talked about this big setup that I thought we were breaking above. And we're going to drop down, or at least go up to 48K and then see if we can go up higher. We basically did it. Bazoom. So let's talk about super strength, okay? The reason why I think that this is a really good line right here, 44K, is because it's been reinforced so many times. So many times this line has been reinforced, this price point where we are right now, okay? So this is strong support slash resistance. That's why we've been trying to bat up against it. That's why we're falling down into it. So we're going to be hovering around this like a magnet until Bitcoin really breaks above 50K. Then it's up to 52K to be the next area of difficulty. So now let's pull out the fibs. The fibs do not lie. Never ever do they lie. So I'm going to put it all together so that way you can see. Yes, the moving, okay, now this looks ridiculous. So we're going to segment it, okay? Sorry, that looks just too funny to me. So the moving average, yes, 200-day moving average. Yes, Bitcoin came up to it. True. So that did show that up. Okay, it hit it and now it's fallen down. Got it. But we also have the TBO telling us that there was resistance up there at 48. We also have our trend lines confirming, yep, that's going to be hard to break. That's going to be hard to break. And we also have our Fibonacci lines already telling us that 47.5 was going to be difficult to break. I literally talked about this last week in the Better Traders Club. I said this exact same thing, that expect it to happen because we're going to have strong support and strong resistance at this price point. So now that we've fallen down, guess where we fall to? Guess. Just look at the chart and guess. It's not magic. It's not. This is actually trading psychology being played out with technical analysis. Something that I learned, and this is a real hack for any of you that are still with me, and I can see that there are a lot of you with me today. That's awesome. It's good to see you. I hope I don't have that filter on the chat that doesn't let people talk. It's pretty quiet. Usually it's not this quiet, but it's okay. One thing that I want to tell all of you that are watching right now, this really amazing hack, is that technical analysis works not because of the math, but because people believe it works. There's a psychological aspect to technical analysis for trend lines, for Fibonacci lines, for the moving averages, because so many people have recognized and acknowledged that, oh, the 200-day moving average is gospel. If the price comes up and it breaks above it, we're bullish. If it hits it and falls down, we're bearish. This is not anything new, but because everyone that's a trader understands these principles, then we can expect it to play out. So what I'm saying is that the moving average is good, and the reason why it's good is because everybody follows it. You get where I'm going with this? So let's use that same train of thought to talk about fib lines. Fibonacci lines project future price potential. The reason why they do is because people believe they do. People believe it's going to hit and struggle at certain price points. Sorry, got a frog in my throat. Ribbon. Fresh off of the train, apparently, from, I don't know. There we go. Nope, not better at all. Now I just sound like I have been smoking for 30 years, which I haven't. But you can see on the chart, all those lines pretty much looks like, I don't know, like a Zen garden with a broken rake, right? It's just all these uneven lines just going across. This means nothing to the untrained eye. But to people that know what to look for, ding ding, and I'm teaching people how to do this in the Smarter Trader course. This is the exact stuff you need to know. It's amazing to see it play out perfectly every single time. So I knew the price, if it got rejected, which I was expecting it to, it would fall down to this next price where we currently are. Just saying, this stuff works. Again, not because of the math, not because of the numbers, because everyone believes it's going to work. And because everyone believes that it's reliable and it's going to work because it worked in the past, it's going to work in the future. Trading is all about crowd psychology. It's all about this group think where people are accepting biases, whether or not they agree with them. Here's another point, going off on a tangent, but just stick with me. So Plan B, they have their, I even forget what it's called because I stopped paying attention to the guy when it turned out to be false. His projected price of Bitcoin and all that stuff, okay? It's hilarious. I don't even remember what it's called anymore because I don't even care. I shouldn't say that. No filter. So the reason though that people are getting super bullish about it is because of Plan B's projections that Bitcoin was going to hit $150,000. And some people were like, well, Bitcoin could be anywhere between $100,000 to $250,000 by November last year. It's just like, whoa, like I was happy and ready for 80K. Didn't hit it, but there we are. So could it hit it in the future? Yeah, of course. Bitcoin's going to soar to new heights eventually in the future. But the point I'm making is that because people accept it and they believe that it's going to happen, they're going to expect it to happen. They're going to make it happen in a way. So like there's this self-fulfilling prophecy that you're going to see all the time when it comes to technical analysis, when it comes to groupthink. So let me jump back over. Stock to flow model. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you. All right. So right now we are looking really good. Bitcoin is in a doji apparently, which is a candle that is basically like this. It looks like a spinning top. So it shows indecisiveness because the long body is really thin and it has a very long, this is actually really short. It's okay. But it has a long wick and a lower wick that are pretty much equal. So this is a pretty decent little doji. So we just need to watch to see how this plays out. We still have 21 hours left in the daily candle. I mean, I'm not really that worried about it yet. So here we go. We're going to look at the 4 hour to see how are we doing. So the reason why I like to look at the 4 hour, as you know, is because I like to see how the faster, quote unquote, faster time frames are looking. How are they moving? So I want to mainly pay attention to our RSI. So when we had this dip on the first, RSI dropped all the way to 8, which is impressive. It's only dropped down to 8 a couple of times on these big panic drops. So right now RSI is at 12 and it looks like it could be recovering, to be honest, because at least RSI is starting to curve up. The price could still fall like it does. That's true. like I said before, but I'm going to be watching RSI for a recovery on the 4-hour because it's my early warning alert. Okay. So let's just look at the chart with the lens of the TBO on the 4-hour time frame. So see any similarities? So we have this grayish cloud right here, and then we have a gray cloud. We have a open short. We have an open short. So it's happening a lot slower. It's not as dramatic and scary as it was before. And the price is also below the cloud for the TBO. I don't like it when the price is below the cloud, especially on the 4-hour. That's not a good thing because it's broken the bullish structure. Obviously it has, but this is confirmation to me on a faster time frame that yes, this is not looking strong as it was before. Like, this is amazing. This looked great. And then we've fallen. So what does this mean now? Well, if we're going to go off of the 4-hour, we're at a point where again, like I said, I'll be watching the RSI to see if it has any signs of strength and if it's going to be building up again. Because if we see a falling price and a rising RSI, that is a bullish reversal indicator for me, a bullish point where I'll be expecting a reversal and for BTC to climb back up. So our supports on the 4-hour, which is a lot faster, they're right about here at 42K because of this top, this top, this top. Back here, there's support here at 41K. There's just a lot in this weird boxy range that we're in right now, right here. So this is pretty much our area of support right above 40K. So we'll see if things break and we go back to our trend lines and things take a dive below this line, then our next drop is going to be down to 40K for sure. Okay, cool. I think I've talked this into the grave. I want to look at two more things that I think are really interesting, which are Bitcoin dominance and USDT dominance. So the interesting thing to me is that Bitcoin dominance has fallen, meaning that more money, more of the crypto market cap is going elsewhere. So where is it going? Well, it's not going into USDT. I know where it's going. It's going into alts and it's going into Ethereum. Now we're starting to see on this pullback that yes, Bitcoin dominance has rose about 1.1%, but we can see that there's a much bigger demand for stablecoins. So the USDT dominance has risen 10%. So this means that people are feeling less happy about the crypto market and they want to get into something more stable because they are nervous or worried. So let's look at Ethereum. Ethereum, same story, literally the same story. Came up to some fib lines and it struggled and now it's falling. So if we go to some trend lines, it also had some strong resistance, only 2 touch points. And then here we are. So it's found some support. It'll find support more at like the 3K level, in my opinion. I think it's stronger just because it's a round number, but there's such a high demand for Ethereum right now. Looking at RSI has broke the bullish structure. It also maxed out at what, 87.9. So it's okay to have a little drop like this on the daily and it'll just build up again. So you just got to be watching for it, where it goes and what happens next. Great. Okay. So I wanted to take a second, and I keep talking about it, so it's only fair. So the Better Traders Club has a private Discord server. I have signals. I have bot templates that I share there. I also, we also have the DCA backtester, which is a fantastic TradingView strategy that helps you to backtest your DCA bots for 3 commas. And one of those bots that we have is the Power BTC bot. So this Power BTC bot that I've shared before here on YouTube, I just wanted to give an update on it because the market's dropping a little bit. So the bot has fallen. It's true. So now here we are. We're looking at Power BTC and it's fallen a bit. So I wanted to give an update on what I'm doing with this. Let me resize this window. Oh no, I don't want to touch it because you know what's going to happen with OBS. It's going to go, no, and it's going to blow up the stream. So I won't touch anything. So this is my initial buy price way up here. So we got buy price and then safety 1, safety 2, and then I have my extra funds order right there. This is my add funds order. So now I'm just sitting and waiting. You can see that even though my base order up here at 1430, now I'm waiting to take profit 9% lower right there. Isn't that amazing? That's the beauty of DCA. That's why I like DCA trading or DCA bot trading so much, is that it takes away the anxiety out of trading. A lot of my trades that I had placed with Smart Trade, all of them have closed in the green because I protected all of them with a stop loss and I took profits on the way up. I was talking about how the market is recovering and it's looking good, and I still think that we're going to see a mini alt season this month. But just because we're going to see that doesn't mean you should get overexcited and place ridiculous targets for all of your trades. You want to make sure to take profit on the way up. Be satisfied with any amount of profit because you don't know if you're going to get it again. So I am waiting patiently for my deal. I love that power is just kind of staying in this range. And the reason why I say that is because it's been in this range for a really long time. And that's why I picked this chart, is because it's just so awesome. It's been in this sideways range for the last 3 months. I am happy to wait. So could it fall? Yeah, absolutely. Anything could happen. It hasn't really taken a big fall since May 2021. And even then when it fell, it came right back up. Again, same concepts, same stuff. I actually went into way more detail in the Better Traders Club live stream that I just had this week. And if you want to watch the replay, you have to join the club, which you can do here through thebettertraders.com. Okay, so oh, I did want to show this, but it's old news now. I mean, yeah, of course the market is taken really hard. So yeah, of course we have 405 million in liquidations, unfortunately, for long positions yesterday, or basically today. Well, it's not anymore, but you know what I mean, on the dump. So that's one of the bigger liquidation events we've had since here. This is only 377. So the last big one we had was here on January 21st and the 22nd. So it's unfortunate. I don't like saying stuff like that, or I mean, you can't ignore it, but it's not happy to talk about. So it's a good reminder too. Don't use leverage if you don't know what you're doing. That's an easy thing. That is something I can say and give financial advice in regards to leverage. Don't use it if you don't understand how it works. That's plain and simple. Just enjoy spot trading. There are tons of charts. I just, like I said, posted a video about 11 hours ago talking about how there's still opportunities. There's still tokens that are pumping, even though Bitcoin is dumping. That is not abnormal. It is completely the norm for crypto. So don't get freaked out by what you're seeing, but understand that this is crypto. Little drops like this happen. I'm not terribly worried. I'm going to be watching 41K. And if that drops, I'm expecting us to go to 40K next, and then we'll take it from there. But all I have to say is thank God for the TBO switch, because my Bitcoin switch deal from the short position open, I was like, really? You're going to open now? I'm glad it opened now, because I'm in profit right now, which is great. 6%, 5% in profit, and didn't have to do anything because it just went when I was asleep. So again, you gotta love the bots. All right, so let me just check the chat real quick to see if there are any quick questions that I can answer. Yeah, Flazek, I think you answered him. Did I see the change to the grid bot they announced? Yes, I did see the changes with the new updates to 3Comma's grid bots. To be honest, I don't use grid bots that much. Personally speaking, the way that profit is reported is not accurate on 3Commas. Like the grid bots that you could use on like KuCoin, for instance, those are more accurate because it'll show you your your current profit, which is most likely going to be an unrealized loss. It's going to take a while for you, especially if you start your grid bot high up in that grid. So I did see the discounts, but I did see the changes to the grid bots, the updates, but I haven't played with them yet. I'm not really excited about it, so sorry, but I'll see what I can do. And if there is something really, really good about it, I'll make a new video. Any Easter discounts? That is a great question. I am not the one that makes those decisions anymore, which is awesome. I love having a team. I love delegation. I need to delegate somebody to get me some tea and some honey and a lemon. Rubio, you're hired. Give me some tea and a lemon. He's gonna mess it up. I'm sure he will. So anyway, the market taking a little bit of a stumble. That's okay. We're gonna see how the price holds in regards to 40K. And if it drops a little bit more, then we'll have to see. But for the most part, I think we're gonna be okay. We'll have to take it step by step, day by day. And today's candle close really matters a lot, especially if we break below that trend line. So until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.